Welcome back, everybody, to the Nosebleeds podcast. I am Chris Witt, and with me, as always, is Mr. Adam Schmidt. Adam, how are you today, sir?
I'm great. I am so fantastic because the NBA season just started and the World Series is about to start. How are you?
Bud, are you kidding me? All three leagues will be playing on Monday.
That's right.
All three leagues will play on Monday. Baseball, basketball, football. And to top it off, soccer's still going on. I'm sure there's going to be an MLS game, and so is hockey.
Hockey
So
started, yeah.
I wonder how often that happens, that every league is playing on the same night. Every
For like a
professional league.
week.
Mhm.
Gotta
It's
be.
pretty
That's
cool.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So World Series though, I'm so pumped. This is you I'll tell you what, baseball's been wanting to know where they stand lately. Like you hear, are the fans coming back? Do we have any fans coming back to watch? How all that works. Yankees, Dodgers, this is where you find out. This is where you find out where you stand when you on Friday night. You're kind of a standalone deal on Friday night. You'll have a little bit of NBA, but there's no football. And in fact, that baseball is even smart enough now to make sure they do not play Sunday night.
Yeah.
They do not play on Sunday night. They're smart. That's a smart move
Yeah.
because sometimes you got to realize, that's an ego thing, right? All right, here we go. You know what? Let's try to get as many people watching us as we can. And if it's during football, it ain't going to happen.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, baseball, Yankees, Dodgers.
I was gonna say I was just looking up. I was thinking, is that the 1 and 2 payroll in baseball? It's 2 and 3.
San Diego Mets. No, the Mets have the highest payroll. Yeah. Mets have the highest payroll. Yeah.
Right.
And they were, a couple games away from being there as well.
Yeah. Yep. So in this case, it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes you get your Tampa Bays and your Minnesotas and whatever.
Arizona Diamondbacks
Arizona
from
Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Yep. But in this case,
Big dog and big dog.
the off season, you see all the
But
big time guys going over there, and
this is it, man. Look, the lineups that are there. There's probably 5 of the top 10 baseball players in baseball right now playing in this series.
Yeah.
There's also probably, actually, I'm going to say there's probably 10 of the top 20 baseball players playing in this.
could be.
And there's probably 5 of the top 100 players to ever playing in this.
Could be, yeah.
I mean, Aaron Judge, absolutely. Shohei Ohtani, absolutely. You talking top 100 players to ever play? There's a really good chance that Juan Soto is going to be in that mix.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not top 100 for Freddie Freeman. Top 100 is pretty impressive for the 100 years of baseball, but
Yeah.
there's some really, really, really good baseball players that are in this.
And there are some of the best players that aren't even going to be the Dodgers are missing like 3 unbelievable pitchers. Kershaw, Glasnow, May.
Yep.
I'm forgetting somebody really big too. I can't. Anyway, they're missing some massive guys.
So what do you think? So Shohei, do you think if it's, game 7, bottom of the 12th,
Okay.
13th inning.
Yep.
Is Shohei available? Does Shohei walk up and go, hey, I got an inning in this thing?
It would be so fun. So fun.
No
Shohei
chance.
versus Aaron Judge, there's no chance.
It's not going to happen. There's no way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let it happen. If I was the Dodgers, I wouldn't let it happen. I'd be like, look, I want that ring, but Shohei means more to us pitching and fielding than killing him one time here.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you got to ramp up a little bit.
Yeah. So super excited. Who's your pick for the World Series, brother?
Man, it's so tough. I'm rooting for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I'll just be honest.
We are. Me and Parker are, even though I hate both of these teams. I don't like either of these teams.
Mm-hmm.
I love so many of the players.
Same.
I love Mike Stanton. Sorry.
Yeah.
Giancarlo Stanton. I just had this conversation today with Parker about how they were the same person. and he's so confused still to this moment in time.
I,
He's like, I don't understand how he can be Mike Stanton and Giancarlo Stanton. I said, he's not Mike Stanton anymore.
I feel like it's been like 5 years since he went
Oh,
back to Giancarlo, right?
way more than that. I bet it's been 10 years. I bet that
Really?
was 10 years ago. He was only Mike Stanley for like his first 3 years in, what was it, Florida? Was he with the Marlins? Is he
Yeah,
another one of these Marlins guys that came up and end up going somewhere else?
yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
yep. Um, yeah, yeah, both these lineups. Yeah, I definitely am. Want the Dodgers to win. Honestly, it's a toss up for me. The Yankees are really. I feel like they're playing better baseball for some reason right now. I can't even put my finger on why, but it just feels that way to me. Um, but I don't know. It's two great lineups.
I love Garrett
But the
Cole.
pitcher, yeah,
Love Garrett
he's
Cole.
going to game one
Love Garrett Cole.
in Flaherty.
I will say the fact that both of these teams got like 4 or 5 days off, I don't think that's good.
You don't?
I think if you're a baseball player and you're in the playoffs and you're on a roll and you're moving and you're cooking and you're going, to have multiple, like more than a day off,
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good thing for you. I think you get out of rhythm. I think a lot of bad things can happen that way.
You just played 6 months with not more than one day off in a row.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now all of a sudden that happens, like your body's not ready for that. I don't feel like that's a good thing. So, but
Sure, they're
it is what
getting
it
in
is.
there and taking swings and throwing and stuff like
It's
that. But
different. Cage
it's
swings, even
yeah.
if you're taking cage swings against 90 mile an hour, it's cage swings, man. It's not the same. You're not in front of 60,000 people going bananas. It's just not the same. It ain't the same. But
Yeah, you're right.
you picking the Dodgers?
I'm going Dodgers. What do
All
you
right,
think?
I'm taking I just want the Dodgers to win.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the Dodgers as well.
Yep.
Um, again, dude, the Yankees are a fun team, dude. They are loaded. They're both loaded. Both these teams are absolutely loaded. God, Mookie Betts is probably like the fifth most known player in this,
Mhm.
and maybe one of the top players. Like he's one of the top five players in baseball.
Did he win an MVP? He won an MVP,
He's
didn't
got
he?
an MVP.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
sure he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
He's got an MVP and he's the fifth or
in
sixth best player in
in
this
Boston.
series.
Didn't he get one in Boston his
I think
last year in
so.
Boston?
I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Insane. Anyway, crazy. Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani. You got Jazz Chisholm. Uh, you've got Aaron Judge. You've got Mike Stanton, John Carlos Stanton. This Wells kid, the catcher for the Yankees, is good. That dude's a stud.
Yeah.
And his mustache, next level. That's a Tom Selleck. He's getting Tom Selleck-esque, not as thick, but the dark. I mean, that's clutch. It's clutch.
The mustache is at a 30-year high right now. I mean, I'm seeing
Dude, they're
mustaches
everywhere.
everywhere.
And mullets,
Yeah.
kids with mullets. Like
Oh
I'm
yeah.
seeing so many high school and college kids with mullets
Mhm.
and mustaches.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing to do. Like, hey, let's be 1983 country singer all over again.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
insane to me. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. So the World Series is going to be fun.
NBA just started.
NBA started.
NBA started. How cool was it? First night, everybody's making a big deal about Bronny James and LeBron. Uh, Here's the deal. Bronny is a really good basketball player.
Mhm.
Okay. Bronny James, I think he deserves to have a shot. He was going to be possibly drafted by a couple other teams as well. Uh, but you're one of the greatest players to ever live.
Mhm.
Everybody knows that you basically run whatever organization you're at, right? It's
Right.
known, it's talked about. You have an opportunity to check in at the exact same time as your son's first time ever checking into an NBA game. Dude, I goosebumps just thinking about that.
Yeah.
How can I can't get over the amount of people that are so pissed off about this
Mhm.
and upset because Bronny doesn't deserve this or that. Bronny's a decent little ball player. He's got a long way to go. And he'll
Long way to go.
probably end up in the G League for most of the year. He'll probably get called up again sometime around Christmas, right? Like and for that Christmas game and stuff like there'll be little things like that. And he's not going to get in the rotation very much.
No.
He needs to score a bucket. If he makes one basket, they become the highest father son scorers in NBA history. He
Sure.
just needs one basket
Yeah.
because LeBron has more than everybody else combined.
No
Kobe and
one's
his
ever.
dad,
Oh,
Kobe and his dad are
yeah,
in
yeah.
second or in first right now, and LeBron's got more than both of them combined. So all he needs to do is get a bucket, and they get that. So that'd be kind of cool if he can get a bucket. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to get better. He's going to be your 3-and-D guy. That's what he's going to be.
Mhm.
He's going to be a bench player. But that's so cool. Like, how can you be what did he take away? 3 minutes from somebody yesterday? Like, okay, I get it. Maybe he took 3 minutes from somebody and they could have done something. And you're taking minutes from somebody who's better. People have been doing that in the NBA for years. There are washed up dudes that have been playing in the NBA and get an extra year or two for years that are taking minutes away from young kids. I'm not mad about that. Does that irritate you at all?
It doesn't, and it was, they even said JJ Redick was, I think, just going to do that just to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
And
This was 100% planned. Two
yeah,
minutes left they checked in together. That was 100% planned out.
yeah, yeah, and it's, he's not ready for the NBA. He's not, but
He played, what did he
uh,
play? 15 college games?
yeah, yeah, he barely played college, but yeah, he needs some more time to develop, and he didn't get an off season last year because he had the heart thing.
Hard issue.
Um, so he had several months where he couldn't play. But yeah, it was fun. It was cool. Um, but yeah, he's not ready to contribute on an NBA
But
team
I
right
think it's
now.
over. I think it's over.
Yeah, I do too.
I think it's over. I mean,
I don't think he'll get many minutes.
will he get a couple minutes? Could he be a backup point guard that gets you 3-4 minutes a game? Yeah, maybe. Maybe he could do that. He'd come in, maybe he guards somebody. Apparently listening to some of the guys, not critics, to some NBA guys. And I say NBA guys. It was Robert Ory. I was listening to Robert Ory today, and he was talking. He's like, "That's the coolest thing in the world. This is awesome." Let's be honest, though. Bronny's going to be a 3-and-D kind of guy.
Mhm.
And when he is one-on-one with somebody, he's a pretty decent defender. His problem is if he's off the ball, he's not something about the way he was getting back on defense wasn't very great. It wasn't great. Um, Susceptible to lobs. He was talking all kinds of crazy stuff about the way he was getting back on defense. But when his man got the rebound, he feels like throughout preseason. Feels like he D'd up really well right off the bat. He was into the game. He's got to learn how to be into the game constantly if that's your role.
Mhm.
You're not LeBron James. You can't miss a shot.
Well,
It's
you are.
standing. You are, but you're not LeBron James Sr. You can't miss a
You are,
shot.
but it's just your
Yeah,
name.
you can't miss a shot from the corner and just stand there. You can't do that. You've got to sprint back and be ready to go.
Mhm.
I think it's gonna be fun. Dude, that's the coolest thing in the entire world. Like that would be a dream. Like I know people that their dream was to play softball with their kids when
Yeah,
their kids got older, right? Like that was their dream to be able to do that.
much more attainable.
Yes, but still, like it still doesn't happen a lot. It
Right.
doesn't happen often. I'll probably never play softball at Parker. Probably never will. I'll be broke down. I mean, or it'll be like what my dad did with me. My dad played one season kind of like with me, but he hadn't played in 15 years.
Yeah.
And you could like I remember watching him and that wasn't the same. It wasn't the same human being out there,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
It's a bummer. But it was cool. We got to do it. But to have them both do it at a high level was I mean at the
Oh yeah.
highest level is really cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of playing with kids.
Yeah.
Ooh, speaking of playing with your
Yeah. Let's rephrase
hmm,
that.
speaking of getting the opportunity to play a sport with your kids.
There you go. That's pretty good.
I feel that. Yeah, I feel
Get
like
it
that was
down.
much better. Today, Adam, listen to this.
Okay.
Today was my girls' last practice for soccer.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So they've got a tournament this weekend, final tournament of the year. They got a couple games on Saturday, game on Sunday. So it's parents versus kids. All
Mm.
right. Lots of fun. Have some fun with it. They're 8 and 9 years old. These girls are, okay. So it's third and fourth graders.
Yep.
Um, buddy, parents are hilarious. I don't know if it's because I don't know who I am or what I am that make I'm a very competitive human being when I get to play something.
Mhm.
If I'm playing an 8-year-old, I have no competitive nature in my body. There's none. I have none at
Yeah.
all. Zero. There's zero. I don't even like my goal is to make sure they're having fun.
Yeah.
Holy cow. There were some parents that came out there to prove that they could still play soccer from the old days. Dude, we had a couple dads that are like trying to like flip balls over their heads and do special moves and they're sprinting with them and like they wouldn't let them pass midfield. Finally, we're like, okay, let's, let the girls like have some fun with this. Don't just walk up and take it. One mom, she kept talking about how she hasn't, I just miss this. I miss getting on the field. I haven't been on the field in so long. I just miss this. You're not proving anything to anyone because you keep taking the ball from an 8-year-old. You're not doing anything. All right.
Okay, we
Now,
hear you. You
yes,
played
I
soccer.
know.
Great.
I get it. Yeah. Looks like you're completely out of shape like me and everyone else that's out here. You're gonna hurt yourself. Stop.
Yeah.
You're gonna hurt yourself. So, and I'm all for okay, we're gonna beat them. Like the adults are gonna win. We're not gonna let them win. We're gonna win, but let them have some fun. Jeez, oh Pete's.
Yeah.
Um, there's a dad shows up, cut off shirt, jeans, steel toe boots.
Hey.
My man is all over the field. He wound up to kick the ball, hit it with them steel toes as hard as he could, and smoked a little girl
Oh,
right in the gut. I mean, and we're all like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing here?
let me ask you this.
All right.
If the little girl he hit was one of yours, are you kind of are you mad about that? Are you saying something to him? Are
Oh,
you
that's two different questions.
okay?
Uh, am I mad about it? No, I'm not mad about it. I get it. You're out there being, this is whatever you're doing. Am I saying something?
Yeah, of course you are.
1,000% I'm saying something.
Sure.
1,000% I am saying something. Absolutely. And it's going to be extremely passive aggressive
Sure.
or just aggressive. I don't know. Maybe not so much passive. Everyone's going to know that it's not passive in any way, shape, or form. I might call him Pele in steel toes. I'll figure out something. Hey, bud, 40 years older than these little like, what? I don't know. I would figure something out.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen to one of my girls, so I
Good.
was good. And the girl that it happened to is like, she's like, she's a beast on the team, right? Like she doesn't get hurt. Like if this would have happened to any other girl on this team, they probably would have fell over and started crying.
Mm.
This little
You
girl
didn't, huh?
took it. She was hurting, like she's running and holding her gut. She's older. She's fourth grader. My girls are in third grade. She's 9. My girls are 8. So she's a little bit, but she's very aggressive. She's out there, she's a little baller.
Yeah.
I think it just pissed her off, to be honest with you. But everybody like paused. And when that little girl never fell and kept running, we're all like, holy shit, Cheezel Pete's, dude, what are you doing? So he's sprinting from one goal to the next goal just to make sure they don't get it. I was playing quote unquote defense. So
Yeah.
a couple times the girls did break through. I never tried to kick the ball once. I would run up on them, act like I was going to do something, and then stop. And then they'd like try to kick it around me. And if it hit me, it hit me. But, that's what I was doing. Holy cow. Dude was on a dead sprint going the opposite way and kicked it as hard as he could to make it go out of bounds because the girl was getting too close to our goal. Bro, what are you doing, dude?
So did they score?
No,
Okay.
no, because we also had 2 women in goal that like were talking about how they played goalie and they were kids and how great they were. Like you were a great goalie in 4th grade. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
You're 40. Your kid is 8. They shouldn't be able to get the ball by you. It should not happen. It should not happen.
You're 40. You're a man.
You're a man. I'm a man.
Oh man, that's great. Oh.
So
Yeah.
that's what I got to do today. Me and this other dad, mom. So me, Aaron, and this other mom and dad, we're very much the same kind of people.
Right.
And he walks up to me and he's like, "What do you think about steel toes?" I was like, "Oh, that's the nickname I was gonna give him."
Steely Dan.
Oh, Steely Dan.
Oh,
Ginger beard, ginger face. He's one of those gingers that's works construction and he's
yeah.
tan.
Oh man.
You ever seen one of them tan gingers? There's not a lot of them, bro, but they're out there. They're in the sun so much that he's probably just covered in skin cancer.
Yeah, yeah. I can see him in my head.
Yes.
Cut off shirt, jeans,
Yes.
steel toes. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yep.
Oh,
Tatted up, pretty good pretty well tatted up on the arms. What? Oh boy, what are you doing?
well,
Yeah. So
that's
that was
something.
fun. I
That's
enjoyed it.
something.
I really enjoyed that. Like when we play, like at the end of every year for baseball, we play a wiffle ball game against the moms.
Mhm.
And like the moms want to win that. That gets like that. But you can get intense in wiffle ball and nobody's getting hurt or anything's
Yeah,
gonna happen, right?
yeah,
You're just playing wiffle ball.
yeah,
Soccer's different, dude. Like soccer is it's rough. It's rough. It's
yeah,
rough. It's rough.
yeah. Very physical sport.
At one point, that dude hit one and hit that girl. And the coach of the team is one of our friends. And she goes, "Girls, remember, you have shin guards on and they don't." And I was like, she just told him to kick us in the shins. I was like, I'm in for that. Go kick that ding dong in the shins. If you miss and hit him in his twig and berries, that would be all right too.
Kick that ding dong in the ding dong.
Kick the ding dong in the ding dong.
Um, man, that's gosh. I was gonna say I wish I was there to see it, but I also like that might have bothered me more than it would you. You know, if I saw that,
Yeah.
I'd be like, I can see me seeing that guy
And now
and
and
maybe a
just
couple others and
getting
being like,
very irritated. Yeah.
oh God, I can't stand that guy. I
The
don't know him
one,
at all.
he was like, you see that happening and you're like, okay, this is just this, like, this is this dude, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, we can all see it. We all saw it coming from a mile away. Started right off the bat. The one that got me was the mom that just kept talking about how she hasn't been there in however long. And she literally at the end of the game, I walked by her jokingly and I'm like, you had a great game today. Way to go. Great job. And the other mom, that's our friend, she's kind of giggling. And the girl's like, she looks at me and she's like, I just miss it so much. I haven't been out here in so long. It felt so good. I'm like, girl, you are overweight. You are out of shape. You looked weird running. How did any of that feel good to you? You
Yeah.
stole the ball from an 8-year-old like 15 times. Great job.
It felt good because it sure didn't look good.
Yeah. 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 Oh, geez. That was something. That was something else.
So speaking of the gall of people, how often do you DoorDash or Uber Eats or any of that stuff?
We had the Dash Pass up until like 2 months ago.
Oh.
For like 3 years, we did the Dash Pass.
Mhm.
And we just started realizing we're spending a lot of money. Number one, just on the food is more expensive.
Yep.
And then the Dash Pass, and then per month, and then tipping them, and
Yep.
there's a lot that goes into it. And so we decided we were going to try to do a little bit better,
Mhm.
and we got rid of the Dash Pass. However, yes, used DoorDash all the time,
Plenty of times, yeah.
all the time, many times.
So the other day I use DoorDash. I do it all the time as well. And so the person, it tells you when the person is like going to pick up the order.
Yep.
And the person I think gets to the place to pick up the order. The order's not even ready yet. And
It never is. It's never ready.
Right.
Your Dasher is at the store waiting for your order. It's
Right.
never ready.
That's right. The person gets there and they text me before the order's even ready.
Mhm.
Can you give me 5 stars, please?
We're getting there.
Can you give me 5 stars,
Do they
please?
have
Yeah.
do you rate them for how fast they got there and then what you got your food? Is it 2 separate ratings?
Yeah. I'm like, I didn't answer them. But I'm like, of course not. No.
Yeah. Number one, the answer is we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Earn it. Number two is guess what? this isn't off to, you're not off to a good start.
Yeah, it automatically knocked a star off for me.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so I'm like, and look,
You got a long way to get that star back, bud.
you're right. So here's the thing. So I almost never rate
Oh, you
the,
don't?
no, almost
See,
never.
I just give the 5 stars because I know that's important for boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
I knock them out
And
immediately.
it did make me think about that because then I was thinking my employment situation is changing soon. And I'm like, I might be door dashing
Might
here in
be
a little bit.
DoorDash,
I
maybe.
should probably give out
Yeah.
some ratings here. But yeah, it would be, that's the thing too. Whenever I get like some kind of bad service with DoorDash, I I don't rate them either, but that's the one I'm more compelled to rate. But then I'm like, okay, well,
I'd
if
rather
I
rate
give them a
this.
2 or 3 star, that, I don't know.
I'd
Something could have
rather
happened or
I'd
whatever.
rather rate the restaurant and not that person.
Yeah.
I would rather give the restaurant a bad rating than that person.
That's a tough thing too. If you don't get something and, because a lot of the restaurants will like staple the bag
Yep.
shut or
They
seal it
put
shut in some way.
that tape over it. They
Yeah.
do all those different things.
But if they don't and something missing, you're kind of like, well, was it the dasher? Because I've heard stories about that too.
Yeah.
Or was it,
Dude,
or was
I
it
had the last, I can't even tell you how many times I door dashed. Everything was always sealed shut, either stapled or had tape on it. Everything.
hmm,
I think DoorDash went out and told the restaurants, if you don't do that, then we won't, or I'm sure something had to have happened.
yeah.
Everywhere I got food from did. And we don't just get food from like Penn Station and stuff. We go to like, crazy restaurants like Indian restaurant. We get Indian and all kinds of stuff like that off DoorDash.
Hmm,
And they are stapling and taping.
yeah. Yeah, I definitely prefer when that's the case. It's not the case every time though. But for me, but automatically I was like, well, I don't want to give you 5 stars, no matter how
Yeah.
fast you are, no matter
That's not for
how
five
well
stars.
you,
It's
yeah.
so ridiculous.
So
God.
that's
Oh,
you got
what?
some real what does Bill Raftery call it? Uh onions. You got
Onions.
some real onions.
Onions. Yes, you do.
Onions. Or what however he says it.
That's pretty good.
It was terrible. Thank you though. Um the guy brings my stuff, drops it off, no issues. So I decided I gave him 5 stars.
You
I
did?
did give him 5 stars.
Because he asked? Is that you
Not
don't
because he
usually
asked,
rate? I if so in your situation there, I would think you just wouldn't rate at all.
but the thing is, I normally don't. So technically it worked because it just put it in my mind. Because I don't
It
even think about
100% worked.
I don't even think about it. Like I don't go out of my way to not rate. I just don't I get my food and end of transaction.
Yeah, but the next time you get on the DoorDash app, it automatically pops up your last thing. You could have been a
Yeah.
week ago, but it pops it up and says rate this.
Yeah.
And you just go out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you just swipe right out. Um, but yeah, it was just the
I I'll tell you, I give 5 stars no matter what. Like I don't know what it is, but I just feel like I don't, I just do it. I had a guy deliver me a pizza and when I was in West Virginia, and this dude it said he picked up the pizza and it shows him drive somewhere and stop
Mhm.
for 45 minutes.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I was like, maybe the pizza place was closed, but it says he picked. I'm so confused right now. That was what it was. No, he was at the pizza place. It showed him at the pizza place. And I'm looking and I'm looking. I'm like, the pizza place is closed now. Like they closed at 10 and I ordered it at like 9:15 or something. And he got there at like 9:45. And I'm like, what? And then it's like 10:15. I'm like, that this place is closed. What is going on? I'm looking at that. So I hit a little text in there and I was like, everything okay? I said it to him. No response. No response back. All of a sudden, it was like it is over an hour. Pizza shows up at the door. I gave the guy 5 stars. I never should have done that.
Wow.
He didn't deserve it, but it popped up like a week later. And I went, oh, yeah, okay, 5. Yeah, screw it. I don't care.
Was the pizza
Cold. It was not cold, but it was not hot. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy.
The very first time I ever used anything like that, DoorDash, Uber Eats, any of that stuff, the very first time took like 2.5 hours, I think, to get there.
Jesus Christ.
So I was like, that's what this is? I'm never
Yeah,
using
why
this
would I
again.
ever do this?
And then, a little while later, actually the pandemic started and
And
I
I'm
was
like, well,
like,
I'm
"Yeah,
doing it
let's
now.
give it a shot." And then I was like, I ordered it 3 times every day.
Hmm.
Um, ordered breakfast, lunch, and dinner through DoorDash.
Yep.
Um, yeah, it was just the to see that text come through.
That's
Can you
insane.
give me five
Can you
stars,
give me
please?
5 stars, please? He did say please.
He did say please. But it was PLZ.
Oh,
It was PLZ, which also that knocks point 2 or 3 stars off,
I can't
right?
do. You know what I hate? This stuff is getting like mainstream. Like you see it on TV.
Oh yeah.
It's like on TV when things are written out on TV. What do you what well write the word out? Like I don't understand where this is all coming from.
Yeah.
I get shorthand, I get all that stuff, and when you're texting, sometimes I can understand it. I don't like it. Don't give me at least PLZ. I can say that, right? I'm looking at it and I say please. Oh, it says please. Okay, I
Mhm.
get it. But like, don't say like
Yeah.
I'm running
TMRUML.
I'm running this marathon, and old girl says, "What are you doing?" LMTLCS, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I gotta go on my phone and I type it in and look it up. I'm like, what does this even say? I don't even know what you're saying. And it's getting, I feel like people are shortening things more and more. Like, not just shortening words, but everything is a AF,
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah.
AFTLP, SMLTR. Like,
Leaving out spaces
yeah,
between
what is
words.
going on?
Yeah, I mean, just drastic misspellings. Just I mean, zero grammar.
Yeah.
It's what this is like when pretty. I would say at least once a week. I see enough of that I'm like, I have a general very low feeling in my about the world.
Yeah.
Like it really makes me feel down about everything.
Like, think about we had to do everything. Growing up, there was no like there were computers, but not computers, right? There were
Mhm.
black and green screens and stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? Like, you can play Oregon Trail or
You
whatever.
had a Tandy, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even know what a tandy
As
is.
a computer.
All
I
right,
don't
there you
know.
go. You got a tandy. Yeah, a tandy.
Tandy.
And you put in a disc
Oh yeah.
to do stuff, but they
Three and a half
were
inch floppy.
they were floppy disks
Yeah.
that legit were floppy. And then eventually they got these little 3.5s that they called floppy disks, but weren't floppy. They
Uh-uh.
were hard.
Yeah.
And then it became a compact disc. For those of you, that's a CD. And then,
Mhm.
things go for more and more and
Speaking
more.
of lazy speak,
Yes, CD.
CD.
We started it.
Yeah.
Our generation started it.
Right.
It's a damn boomers, actually.
VCR.
Yeah.
Come on, video cassette recorder.
Let's
Jeez
go.
Louise.
Come on. I'm glad you knew it because I didn't. What did Betamax stand for?
Oh, I don't know.
Just beta.
Thought that was a
I think,
real word.
yeah, I think it is just beta. Like that was the
Yeah.
second generation. The first one was Alpha Max.
Yeah, yeah. Beta, alpha, beta. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
the
Yeah,
Roman or whatever.
alphabet thing. So I don't know. I don't even know where I was going with that. What was I talking? Oh, we had computers, but not like this. We had to like know how to do stuff. When we typed out papers, you had to know punctuation and where things went and how it went because every little punctuation that was wrong, you got marked off. Then do you remember Word came about and it was like, oh, it's going to help me out. It wasn't always right. A lot of times it was wrong in the original ones of those Microsoft words, but it did help you every now and then. You're like, oh, I spelled that wrong. Oh, I need a comma, comma. I need this. I need that. Now people type like five like little things, not even sentences, and a computer will give you an entire 500 word essay.
AI, buddy.
That's insane. What is going to happen to our being, our livelihood? We're not going to think anymore. We're not going to use our brains to do anything.
Mhm.
Elon Musk, did you see what Elon Musk just came out with? The
Mm,
personal assistant is a
oh, like some kind of robot
it's a
deal.
robot.
Yeah.
It'll water your plants. It'll walk your dog. It'll do stuff for you in
Kill
the
you.
house. Probably, yeah. And it looks just like that iRobot. that Will Smith was in.
Oh,
Looks just like it. In fact, iRobot, the makers of it, are suing Elon Musk because too many of the things from iRobot look like Tesla design things. They're suing him.
all
I
right.
mean, go after the richest man in the world. Wow, I would too if I can make some money off of it.
Speaking of that, did you see this thing that was on the internet a lot for a while, a couple weeks ago? It said Elon Musk, I'm going to get the numbers wrong, but it was something like Elon Musk is worth $40 billion. If he gave every single person in the world $1 billion, you gave you $1 billion, gave me every
A
single
billion or a
person
million?
a billion.
He doesn't have
No,
enough.
no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
a million.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. It's like, he could give it to
Every
me and you and maybe our immediate families, and that's about it.
every single person got $1 million. He would still have $32 billion or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's really crazy to think that we could all be rich and he's still by far the richest person in the world.
yeah. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. But that's not how life works. So
And people that are like, I mean, people could go from sleeping on a park bench, not eating ever, not having, not like
I,
being filthy,
I,
and getting $1 million.
oh, I thought you said and turn their life around or something like that
No,
because
no, no, no.
they wouldn't.
They'll throw it
They
away
will
on drugs.
immediately right back to where
They'll
they
be dead
were,
tomorrow because they overdosed immediately.
and
But
whatever they bought somehow would go back to Elon Musk, and he would end up with that money back in his back pocket again.
maybe,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's I don't know. Those things that's all fine and dandy. There was somebody there like there was a thing on there, it was all pissed off. I watched this I was watching a video and there some lady was on the X or the tweet box and said Elon Musk has this much money, he could cure world hunger
Mm-hmm.
and still be the richest man in the world. And Elon Musk responded to her and said, I would love to do that. Explain exactly how my money will solve that and where I need to put it. And if you can give me a true detail oriented syllabus or whatever, so he used some crazy word, I will do it right now. And they like show that and they're like day one, day two, day three, day four. It keeps saying how many days ago he said that. And he's like,
No.
imagine that. Yeah, it's just some people just want to be all pissy and go, "Oh, he could do this,"
Yeah.
yeah, but it's just because
Well,
they're mad at their life.
well, how? I mean, but how much is he doing? Like, is he doing anything to
Oh,
try any of that stuff?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Couldn't tell you. I mean, I can tell you, Bill Gates is doing all kinds of stuff to get running water places and
Yeah.
latrines.
Heard that.
He's got like he has this thing where he has people. He has these kids that are the smartest kids out there, MITs and places like that, and like he's like, here's how much water they have. Here's what you like, no matter what the dollar amount is, figure out how to make running water get to these people. Figure out how to let them have toilets and things like that. And apparently they've got all kind. They've been putting in some really crazy ideas into some of these third world countries. But again, you can do all that you want. The people that you're trying to help they have to have a little bit of want to keep that going.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Anyway, I don't know. Now we're getting into some serious stuff.
Yeah, we're getting into some serious stuff. I'll tell you. You mentioned I Robot,
Yeah.
starring
Will Smith.
Will Smith. Will Smith. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it is going to be on both of our Mount Rushmores of Wills.
There's no doubt about it.
He's number one on mine. You know what? He's maybe number two on mine.
Here's the deal. I'm not rating mine. I'm not saying number one, number two, number three, number four. I'll be honest. Number four is clearly number four because it's not a long list of people. So, It's amazing how few Wills there,
Yeah,
there are out there, bro.
because we put the rule in that it has to be Will,
Yeah.
not Willie. So you can't have Willie Mays or Willie
Nope.
Stargell. You can't have William anybody.
Nope.
It's Will.
Yeah, we made it very difficult. I should have said William was okay.
No, that's totally good. Totally good. I only wrote down four. I just thought of a fifth one,
Okay.
but he's not. No, I didn't. He's on this. I only thought of four.
Okay.
There's definitely a one and two, and maybe they're interchangeable,
Okay.
but one and two is separated for sure. But please, I mean, we know
No,
Will
no,
Smith.
no, no. I insist you go first because I want to see how close we are. I'll go first with Ali Wong. You go first here.
Okay. Ali Wong is not that her name's not Will.
No, I'm saying I'll
Oh,
go first when we.
All right.
Yeah, but if you take all the letters in her name, you
could make Will.
you could make at least WIL.
Will Owl Owl or
Wow.
something.
Wow.
All right. Will Smith, he's the Fresh Prince.
Yes.
He's, I mean, it's very easy to talk about Will Smith. This is a very pro Will Smith podcast. We have forgiven him for his Chris Rock mistake. And
You know what? I don't call it a mistake. Call what you want. Look, that's my dude still. My dude's been going through some stuff. Sometimes you go through some stuff. You know what I mean? Like we don't know his personal life. I mean, we do because his wife tells everybody about it.
Wife is insane.
Yeah. So he's got to live with that. So every now and then, old boy doesn't know how to act because he's trying to be this and he's trying to be that and he's trying to keep this and doesn't know. And he's just like, all right, here we go. Dude, not can you believe he said that about me? Oh yeah, no, oh yeah, that wasn't funny at all.
Yeah.
Hey, keep my wife's name out your Evan mouth.
The poor guy.
Yeah.
I just
in the slow walk on stage. This is my favorite part. He slow walks on stage. What? Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean,
what's going through Will Smith's mind as he's walking up on that stage at the Oscars?
Yeah, I'm sure he's evaluating what he's going to do exactly.
Yeah. Do you think he's like, I'm going to go hit this dude? Or do you think he's trying to figure out if he punches him or open hand slaps him?
I think that's part of it.
I think that's got to be the biggest part of it.
I think maybe even he might not have even known what he was going to do until he got all the way there. He may have just been thinking about any other options too. But what else are you going to? Are you
walk all the way
go up there and get in his face? I guess.
Yeah. What are you? Yeah.
Have some kind of confrontation.
You're Will Smith, bro. You're Fresh Prince, man. You West Philadelphia, born and raised, homeboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got in two little fights.
Yeah.
So now he's been in two little fights, and
I'm sure his mom was scared. Well, actually, his nephew was scared. His nephew lives with him, and he got home. And the first thing his nephew said to him was, "Why'd you hit that man?"
Is that right?
Did you watch it? You ever watch Up in All the Smoke? Is it All the Smoke?
Up in no.
Is it
All the Smoke?
It's All the Smoke.
Yeah, All the Smoke.
Yeah, you ever watch that?
Yeah, clips mostly.
That's what I do. It's mostly clips, but they had Will Smith on there, and it was it's Will Smith cries like a little baby, dude. He's constantly crying. Will Smith is not the same person he used to be.
Well, look, he's aging.
Yeah, and it's cool. I'm not saying it's bad. I don't mean it in a bad way. I love it. I love every bit of it.
More emotional.
This is an old school rapper from the 80s. This is an 80s hip hop guy. And he is so much. I still love Will. I don't even care.
Yeah.
Smack the shit out of him. I don't care.
He brought us so many great movies, and I mean, one of the greatest sitcoms.
One of the greatest sitcoms ever.
Easily.
Ever.
He was
definitely on the top of mind. Definitely on the top of mind.
Yeah. Will Smith. The other guy who I love so much, who I think is the funniest person in the world, is Will Ferrell. That's easily another one on there for me. No question about it. And then the other two that I thought of are both in comedy.
Yeah.
Will Arnett.
Yeah.
Who's been in a whole bunch of different things. He does the podcast with Jason Bateman, and and Sean, uh, the three guys.
Will Arnett
My mind's
is
turning off now.
Will Arnett is one of the funniest people that ever came out of commercials. He's got some of the best
Oh.
commercials ever.
He's also one of the biggest voiceover actors.
Yes. Yeah.
Reese's, GMC Trucks.
Oh, the GMC trucks. That's where it all came from, isn't it? GMC, that was his big thing for no, I'm thinking of somebody different. I'm thinking of the old truck commercials. Never mind. Never mind.
Will Arnett uh, has been in a lot of funny things, and he's up there on mine. Will Forte, former SNL uh, cast member. He's done a bunch of other funny stuff. He made a bunch of appearances on Conan's show years ago. He played Ted Turner,
Yeah, he would be a good Ted
and
Turner.
he came
Just
out.
another dude that rocks a mustache all the time.
Yeah, yes, and he
Not Ted Turner, Will Forte. I
Will
mean,
both of them.
obviously Ted Turner,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Anyway, Will Forte is very funny. I can't think of. I mean, my mind is truly blank now. I can't think of anything, but he had a really good show, television show about Last Man on Earth, maybe.
yeah.
I only watched like 2 or 3 episodes, but the ones that I watched were very great.
I heard that was good. I never watched it, but I heard it was good.
Yeah. So anyway, Will Forte's funny. Will Arnett's funny. Will Ferrell's the funniest person alive. Will Smith is funny, or was on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and is one of the great actors. Honestly, I would
Hmm.
rather see him than just about anybody in a movie.
Love it. That's good. That's a
That's
good
it.
list. So Will Ferrell, same. Will Smith, same. And those are the two where I'm like, I mean, I love Will Smith. You know how much I love Will Smith,
I do.
but I put both of those at the top together. Like I got like Will Ferrell's this new PayPal commercial that he does.
Do you like that?
It's typical Will Ferrell, just being silly.
To me, it's the worst thing he's ever done.
Really?
Yeah, I really feel like that.
Can I tell you that I think cowbell's the dumbest thing he ever did?
Cowbell's not as funny as people.
I hate that. I think it's the dumbest thing in the world, and people like turn that into the greatest skit ever. I think it's a dumb. That's the worst piece of work he's ever done.
See, I think he was kind of funny in it. It's just the popularity of what's his name that said it. Like that
Yeah,
part wasn't funny.
more cowbell.
Chris no,
I don't even. I can't remember who it was. All I see is
everybody
Will
does an
Smith
impression.
doing the more cowbell.
Yeah.
Do I
But
need
he
more cowbell?
no, he wasn't well, yeah, I mean he did say, but the one that said more cowbell was the guy, he was the dad in Wedding Crashers. Oh my gosh. Everybody does an impression of him. Christopher Walken.
Christopher
Christopher Walken.
Walken. Yeah,
He's the one that said more cowbell,
yeah.
and people go crazy for that.
Yeah, he just and Will Smith just so happens to be, or Will Smith, Will Ferrell just so happens to be that guy.
He had the short sweater on that
Yep.
kept coming up, and
Mm-hmm.
he
Bang, bang,
banged it out.
bang, bang.
But I agree with you. It gets a little bit more
That's such a dumb skit. I hate that skit more than anything in the world. That's the dumbest skit in the world. I hate that. All right, so Will Ferrell, Will Smith. I really thought you would have Will Clark
Yeah, I thought about it. I
over
mean,
some
Will
of those
Clark's great.
guys. I mean, I'm going Will Clark because as we grew up
Yeah.
in the late '80s, early '90s, Will Clark was as good he was a top 15 baseball player at points in time in his career.
Yeah.
Dude could rake, hit 330. Like that dude was insane.
Yeah.
Will Clark's on mine. So this is where I struggled because I got all kinds of people on here because I've heard people call Will Shakespeare. I've heard them call him Will Shakespeare. I've heard go back to my go
No.
back to my silly list. I've heard people. I said I've heard.
Veto.
I've heard people say, Will Randolph. Just heard it every now and then. I've never heard Will Mays, so I couldn't even put that on there. But I thought this was a funny one. It's not on there. It's not on my list. Will I am.
Will I am. Didn't even think about it.
Yeah, Will I Am. I thought that was a good one. But out of all the comedian stuff, you know who I put on there?
Who's that?
I made my fourth Will Sasso.
Oh my God. How did I not think of
I
Will
don't know, but he's one of
Sasso?
my favorite out of all of
Will
them. Yeah,
Sasso is
he's
unbelievable.
hilarious. He's so great. Out of all
No,
the
no,
ones,
let me
out of
just
those
think.
last, out of the bottom two on yours, I would have put I love Will Arnett,
Yeah.
but I would put Will Sasso over Will Arnett any day of the week.
Will Sasso's number 3.
I like
He's
it.
number
Okay,
3 on
yeah, I
my
like
list
it.
now.
So who you taking off?
I'm gonna take
You take it. So you got to take off Arnett or Forte.
Forte. I'll take I'll take Will Forte off only because I listen to Smartless is the name of Will Arnett's podcast.
Okay,
I listen to that every week.
he's funny. Will Arnett is that. He's that um, guy. I love people that can say the craziest things and keep a straight face and just be it. Like his commercials, his movies, where he just says really funny random things and just says them seriously and can Zach Galifianakis, like
Yeah.
they are nowhere near the same person or the same type of comedy, but they can both say the craziest, weirdest, funniest thing in the entire world and have the straightest face like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. That's right. Sean Hayes, Will Arnett, Jason Bateman, Smartless.
That's got to be a good one. Jason Bateman and Will Arnett.
It's a huge podcast. Yeah. They're like 3 very, very close friends. And they just started it during the pandemic just to see
Everybody.
each other on Zoom or whatever. And
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
but Will Sasso, I mean,
Dude,
did I tell the story about what I got my brother for his 40th birthday on this podcast?
no,
Did I tell you?
I don't think so.
My brother is a huge Will Sasso
I
fan.
love Will
So do
Sasso.
I.
He was one of the first people that popped onto my head when I wrote all
I
these
have
down.
no idea how I didn't think of Will Sasso. This was
This doesn't happen for me very often that I usually I make you go first because I want to hear what the people you have are like. Who did I forget? What did I forget? I make you do the Mount Rushmore first, but this time I was like, oh, okay, I got one that's going to be different.
My apologies to Will Sasso. I kind of know him now. Kind of. Because for my brother's 40th birthday,
Did you do one of the things where you have him say happy birthday to your
I
brother?
got it. Yes. Cameo.
Yes.
Cameo. I got my
Yes.
brother a cameo from Will Sasso. He
Oh,
did he did like a 7-minute video.
are you kidding me?
He did I will show this to you, but I can't believe I didn't show this to you.
I've
So
never heard this.
have you seen all of his wrestling impressions?
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
yes.
So in the little description thing that you write for these
Yeah.
cameos
Yeah.
to request them, I told him like we grew up watching wrestling in the 80s and 90s because I knew he's really
Yep.
big into those impressions. He did almost for a full 7 minutes, did wrestling he did his Macho Man's unbelievable, his Jesse Ventura's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He does all he's one of the
Yes.
best Hulk Hogan. He did so many great impressions. Oh my God, dude. I can't wait to show you this.
Wow.
Um,
Unbelievable. I
yeah,
did not know this. I did not know
he
this.
called him by name. Joe, happy 40th birthday. Your brother Adam, sent this thing in, and he just kind of droned on, but he was funny and he was really cool,
Yeah.
and he was just like, I don't know, it was really really cool.
How awesome is that? I
Yeah.
love that. Dude, that
Yeah.
is so awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you for see, my mind is just I even Googled famous Wills and that didn't how did that not come up? I first saw him on Mad TV
Mad
20
TV.
years ago.
That's
or
where it
whatever.
started.
Oh my gosh. That's Will Sasso. Come on, Adam.
All right.
Good
Well,
job. Thank
is
you.
what it is. Yes, you're welcome. So Will says, all right. So there you go. There's our Mount Rushmore of Wills.
Yeah.
All right. So that leaves us with Miss Ali Wong,
Yep.
single lady.
Single lady. All the
Okay.
single ladies.
I'm going to, so I think Ali Wong is one of the funniest people. Like we've done a couple of her stand-ups. We've done two or just the one. Did we do the one where she was pregnant?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think we did, this might be our third.
I think
for
this
her.
is our third.
Yeah.
Very funny. We said it, when it came out is, Allie's she's as dirty as they get.
Sure.
And a lot of females can be kind of extra dirty sometimes. I think it's a little bit of that. You don't hear that from women. So as she's being the comic and saying something funny and that comes out of her mouth, it's like, whoa, it's a little shock factor, right?
It was like that at first. Now
It's not so much.
it's not. Yeah.
So um I laughed out loud one time. I laughed out loud once. I didn't think it was a bad comedy special. She still has really good timing, really good. She's a good comedian, right? She's a good comedian. She's gonna grab your attention. She's not gonna drag on. She's gonna have she's gonna pull out punchlines at the right time, all that stuff. I just didn't go crazy. And I'm into I love some of these dirty female comedians crack me up because and a lot of it is what they say and how they say it. The end, I also get into I talk about all the time. A lot of comedians are so funny because they're so self-deprecating. And when you're coming up as a comedian, it's known that your life sucks. And, it's a lot of my life sucks. It's a lot of, I'm doing shows constantly. I'm just trying to get by. I live in a a studio apartment in New York with three other people. And, it's a whole lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Even the best comedians after they get big and get rich, they still find a way to get that self-deprecating thing in there.
Yeah.
Boy, she's one of the ones that just wanted to let you know all the good stuff about her and everything she's done. I don't want to hear that. I could care less.
Yeah.
Not funny. I'm not here to pat you on the back. I'm happy for you. We all know you're making money. You do a Netflix special, you're making money. We're not dumb. Netflix pays you up front, unlike the different on YouTube and stuff like we know you're doing well. And you know who she's dating?
Yeah. I found out. I
Is
looked
how
it up.
crazy is that?
But
Bill
I
Hader?
wish his name was Will Hader because I'd have him
I,
on my list.
I
I
love Bill
love
Hader, but that's not who I would think would be
That
that
was a
person
big surprise.
from the beginning of way she talked about him to the end. That was kind of crazy. But I had before I watched this, I looked her up when it said single lady just to see, I just hit her up and it said boyfriend and I clicked on it. And I was like, Bill Hader? You got to be kidding me.
Very surprised.
Uh, anyway, I also that's part of it is this was very much so to me. She did this. This was a for her thing.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't about anybody else. She talked at the very end. She kind of talked about how comedy brought her back, and comedy is the one thing that keeps her going and going to the shows and working on her craft and doing all that. That's what I like. I like hearing stuff like that. Was cool. At the end of it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I wish it was more of that throughout the whole thing. Instead, it was I'm a millionaire, and if you're gonna hook up with me, I'm gonna give you a condo as long as you're here to D down or whatever she's constantly talking about. Like, uh, part of me is I don't want to hear I just that is rough for me. That's hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
However, it wasn't bad. Even after all that, I'm saying that because those are the things that get me. Those are my points,
Your trigger points.
my trigger points in comedy specials.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear, oh, I'm a millionaire, and then you say it 5 more times, and what I can do and what I did, and Emmy award winning Golden Globe or whatever. Yeah, okay. Oh my gosh, and then everybody claps. Wait,
Yeah.
I don't need that, right? This isn't. This is a comedy special, not a how great am I special. So we talk about this all the time. We get into these. There's a lot of people that do that have gone through this. I still want to give her a decent rating because the special itself wasn't terrible. It was still, I would say, right in the middle, right? Maybe slightly above average as a whole. At the end, man, she kind of got me. I was like, man, I kind of like in the end, it's like, comedies will bring me back. I'm in falling in love again. If
Mhm.
it wasn't for comedy, it wouldn't be where I'm at. And I'm like, oh, I'm feeling for this girl now. She brought me in. I'm just gonna go with a 2.8.
Okay.
As a long-winded way of saying just under a three.
Okay. 2.8. Um, I agree with everything you said. Um, I bottom line for me is I didn't laugh a ton. Um, but it was overall decent, fine.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. Um, the entire thing was about dating after she got divorced.
Hmm.
I was thinking, well, sure, that'll be a big chunk of it.
Oh no, it's an hour.
It's all of it.
It's the whole thing.
And after a while, I was like, yeah, but give me something else too,
Hmm.
you know? Um, I was kind of done with she had plenty of stories,
Yeah.
because she had a lot of experiences in the last couple of years, and that's fine. But it just give me a little bit more variety. So that was a little bit of a turn off for me. But I'm pretty much where you're at. You said 2.8. I had 2.9 written down for myself.
I feel like,
We're the same on this.
yeah, this is it, and you could go lower. I could see people going lower.
Sure.
I can't see too many going higher.
Yeah, not a whole lot higher than a 3, I would think.
Yeah. I mean, even some of the better jokes
Mhm.
just weren't there.
Yeah.
They just didn't hit.
And she didn't really have a closer either. That like you
No,
kind of
her
said,
closer was talking about the finalization of
it
all
wasn't a joke. It was
that.
just,
No.
yeah, it's and good. I'm glad for her, and I'm it's cool to see a comedy couple,
Yeah,
I love
sure.
that
Yeah.
as a fan, but yeah, I don't know. It's just like, no, guys, I was just kidding about all this. I've fell in love again and I have a great boyfriend and you might know him and thank you. Gonna eh, end it on a give me a call back or
Well,
something.
it was a callback. He is the one who sent all the flower arrangements.
Yeah, but it wasn't a joke
It
call
wasn't a joke callback. It wasn't a joke callback. It was a callback, but it was not a joke callback.
Yeah.
She might have tried to call back her original joke of which was actually a pretty good one, where all the women I told about this, I were so jealous. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And all my guy friends were like, he's a psycho.
Yeah.
That was I actually kind of liked that joke in the very beginning. I was like, that's good, right? Like that's funny. I get it because I kind of felt the same way. Like this dude's like following you from place to place, sending these crazy things, and all he did was call you and go, "You're my biggest crush ever," and all like this. All right, that's a little weird,
Hmm.
but shoot your shot, bro. You gotta
Yeah.
shoot your shot.
Yeah. He
And when
did.
you're
It
Bill
worked.
Hader, it's hard to shoot your shot because you're Bill Hader.
You're Bill Hader. He shot his shot like the DoorDash guy shot his shot at me for the 5 stars. It was,
And they both worked. Well done
you
on
mi-
the comeback, right?
you
The way to bring
miss
it back. Way
you
to bring
miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yes, you do.
It worked for both of those guys.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Miss 100% of the shot. That is, by the way, remember we talked about basketball coming up and I'm coaching the girls and my son at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing I'm going to say constantly because this year I'm just going to tell the boys, gun slingers,
Really?
let's go. We are going to live and die by the three.
The 3.
Oh, I'm telling them all, chuck it. Let's go.
Wow.
Chuck it.
Okay.
Let's go. We've got 9 kids, 5. Go. Let it loose. Let it loose. You miss 4 or 5 in a row, then I'm going to tell you you're done. You're done now. Now you're done, right? You're done. Maybe a shot fake and take it to the hole one time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm in. I'm telling them all. Let's shoot. We are going to be a shooting team this year.
Okay.
We're going to spread it out, and we are going to chuck and duck.
6th grade?
Yeah, 6th grade.
Okay.
Yeah, 6th grade.
All right.
Absolutely. Chuck them up. Let's go.
Very
Let's go.
good. Very
Let's
good.
go. There is one kid that I don't think he's got the muscle to get it there still. He looks like he's about a fourth grader. So maybe not so much him, but everybody else, let's go. And two kids have hands of steel. So they're not allowed to do that. But uh, everybody else, man, I'm in. Let's go. Let's shoot. Why not? Who cares?
Yeah.
I didn't want to do this to begin with. So let's at least let the kids have some fun before they go into middle school ball.
Do you have somebody helping you?
Yeah, I guess I've got another dad giving me a hand. Unless you want to come, you're more than welcome to come
So
as much as you want.
so I feel terrible about this, but I was, I've had 3 or 4 offers to coach different places and different ages and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've said, I thank you. I'm interested in coaching, but I'm, life change coming up here.
Yep.
I'm probably not going to be coaching this year.
Mm-hmm.
Our mutual friend texted me this weekend and he talked me into
He's back. My man is back. Are you head coaching the freshman team?
No.
What are you doing?
No.
Just assisting with?
I'm assisting a 7th grade B team. That's it.
You could be assisting a third grade B team right now. Females.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I
Where at?
he talked me into it at St. Jude.
A seventh grade B team at St. Jude?
I
What is that? That's not a B team. It's a rec team. Girls or boys?
boys.
Oh. Still. Actually, seventh grade at Jude is that's so seventh grade at Jude. You know the shot that's been on ESPN and it's constantly shown the visitation kid that throws it over his head. That's that grade right now. That's
Oh, is
seventh
it?
grade. Yeah, that Jude visitation rivalry is huge at that age.
I didn't know there was a Jude visitation
Well,
rivalry.
Jude from when we were kids, right? Like Jude was nobody when we were little.
Mhm.
They were terrible. They are cream of the crop.
I know I know a couple of folks that have kids there that were athletes back in the day that from what I understand, are pretty good.
Mhm.
Their kids are pretty good now. But we don't have any of those kids on this team, but
Yeah, you've got the B team.
at the B team, I'm just helping out. And so I was like, I don't know, man. Let me think about it. And then got another text a little bit later. It's, 2 hours of practice a week. That's it. And then, a couple games on the weekends or whatever. Not going to be much of a time commitment. It'll be,
They only practice for an hour.
practice for an hour twice a week. That's it.
What do you get?
It's not enough. It's definitely not
It's
enough.
not enough at
We're
all.
gonna play way more than we practice. We're gonna
Sure.
play way
Yeah.
more games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So that part is, as a coach, practices are everything. But but still, he's like, this is what it is. And then he sent me. He's like, this is what the team's gonna look like.
Well, how did he get involved in it?
So his nephew's on the team,
Okay.
and there's a new coordinator, and this coordinator, from what I understand, doesn't necessarily want parents coaching.
Well, I mean, that's easy to say.
Sure,
I mean, that's
but right.
nobody wants parents coaching once they start getting into that age.
Yeah, if
I didn't want to, I didn't think we were going to have a parent coaching our team, but now we do.
it's very hard to get people to volunteer their time. It's very, very hard. But that's why, so they reached out. So his brother-in-law or whatever reached out to him when he found that out and said, "Are you interested?" And it's his nephew, so he's like, "Yeah." So
And
anyway,
he doesn't have kids of his own, right?
he's got one, but she's an adult.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was his kid.
Yeah. Um, well, adopted.
Okay. I think that's what I meant by that.
Yeah.
It's his kid for sure. 100%. He's been
not biological, but yeah.
right, but he's been there forever.
Yeah.
Right, right. That's what I meant by it. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't his. Yeah. Anyway.
Right.
Anyway.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm like, man, I don't know, man. I'm thinking like, okay, what can I say? I keep telling all these people no. And then, coach with them so many times.
So
so
many
long.
times. So many times. I can't wait to
Right.
be I can't wait to be at Visitation or Antoninus
Oh,
or
cross
one of
paths.
these tournaments. I'm coming to watch. I guarantee
I hope we play. Hope we
we
play
will
back to
play
back.
back to back at some point in time. Guaranteed somewhere.
I will
Because
be
I'll be a B
very
team,
happy.
you'll be a B team.
Mhm.
Except we won't play in the same league. It'll only be in tournaments.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but you'll be seventh grade. Yeah, there's gonna be times where we'll cross paths.
Yeah.
We'll cross paths.
Yeah.
The difference is I've never been a head coach before in basketball.
But you're ready. I mean, you've been a head coach in baseball and you've been an assistant coach for a while in basketball.
All right, here's the thing about that. Like we talked about your cousin Jared
Mhm.
took over um the role of head varsity coach baseball at Taylor.
Right.
And he talked to you about, hey, you can come, and you were like, oh, I can't, I've never coached baseball.
Yeah.
Okay, be going from a head coach of high school basketball to an assistant coach in high school baseball is way different than going from an assistant coach to a head coach in some like a head coach of kids.
But you're a head, you've been a head coach of baseball. I mean, a lot of the same principles of coaching and teaching are going to apply the same way.
Yeah, well, I don't
Different
know what to
sport
teach them,
and
so I'm teaching them chuck and duck, baby. Let's go shoot.
that's
I'm gonna
fine.
teach them to shoot. We're gonna spread it out, a little pass and pick away or pass and cut and
That's the thing you have to
shoot.
yeah, you have to run something
We'll have
open
Yeah,
looks.
we'll have probably three different offenses that we run.
Mhm.
But it's almost all going to be run out of that five out kind of offense. Although I've got two big kids that need to be down low, probably more, and probably have to watch some Xavier or something to figure out exactly how to
Yeah, I know
do that a little bit
old
better.
Calipari drive and kick offense or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah, and the
Yeah.
kids that are big, the two, one of them could probably post up, the other one isn't going to post up and make a pass out of the block. It's not going to happen.
Mhm.
I mean, it will not happen. First off, you've got to get it. He's got to seal off. That's not going to happen. Second,
Mhm.
he's got to catch the pass you give him. And third, he has to make the pass out. It's going to be over 3 95% of the time.
Well, you know,
But I got some kids that can shoot. I got some kids that can shoot.
okay. That's good.
And you know how it goes. A couple of those dudes, like if I can get a couple of them to shoot, then it makes other kids feel a little bit of confidence goes into the rest of the kids,
Mhm.
right? Like I get my little dude Beck to hit a couple shots. Maybe Parker can get some confidence in himself and throw a couple up. Parker's a big shot fake, take it to the hole guy though. So
Okay.
I'll let him continue that. He gets fouled like crazy because he just falls as soon as he's touched. But he's really good at making it look like he got smoked.
As a big LeBron fan,
He's a huge LeBron fan, and
that's
there's a whole lot of he if he takes it to the hole, I guarantee he's going to be on the ground.
yeah,
Guarantee it, and he'll get a foul called 60% of the time.
soccer inspired embellishment. That's good.
There you go, soccer inspired embellishment. I like it. Is that a term? Is that a basketball term now? Soccer inspired embellishment.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Did you
I don't
make
know. I
that
just
up?
said that.
That's one really well done. I really like that little saying right there.
Uh,
Anyway,
yeah. So that's yeah. Well, yeah. I'm helping out.
good for you.
Helping out.
Good for you.
I should have just
I
helped
mean,
you
I
out.
asked you first, but
I
it is
was
what
gonna,
it is.
I was gonna say that's what I mean. I was like, well, I wasn't really planning on it. I've told a bunch of people no.
I didn't officially ask you. I just told you
You
if
were
you
kind of tongue
wanted
cheek about
to,
it.
you
Yeah.
could do it. I'm not asking you because I know you got a lot going on, but if you wanted to be the coach, I wanted you to be the coach.
Uh, I don't know. It'd be good just to help.
There you go.
Be good just to help.
Good for you. Hey, and you know what? Jude is big on the radar at Elder. Maybe you can get on as an assistant at Elder at some point. Schoenfeld comes over. I mean, Schoenfeld, why you ever think about reaching out to him?
No,
Do you feel like you have to be a teacher to be able to do that stuff? Because you
no,
don't. I mean,
you don't. All of the coaches there are former elder basketball players, though. Um,
You got 4 years in the program, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Four
Uh,
years in that program.
and no, I don't, I'll dabble in some basketball coaching. I don't think it's a career for me. I don't think it's a
The
every
coaching part of it.
right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think it's going to be every single year I'm going to be coaching a basketball team until I'm 60 or something like that. But
No, you
yeah,
fit in really well in that assistant coach job where you've
mhm.
got the X's and O's down and you've got a lot of that stuff, but you don't have the aggressive, not aggressive nature, but the overbearing, over top. All those words are not the words I'm looking for, but you know what I mean when it comes to a coach.
Leadership, not really a leader.
I feel like you're a leader. I feel like
No,
girls love your girls when you coached, your girls loved you. And I know that for a fact because
no.
I talked to a lot of them. And I don't mean that in a weird way, just because I knew them because they were older sisters of boys that I coached.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think some seem to like me, some seem to not.
Yeah. Well, that's
But
every coach.
that's
So
I
it
guess
doesn't
that's
matter.
every
That's
coach.
every coach.
Yeah. But anyway,
It's not leadership. It's just what you have to have the gusto. The gusto,
the
maybe, is
gusto.
the word I'm
Yeah.
looking for. I don't know.
Yeah.
Although I have heard that you got pretty animated one time.
Yeah. There were two times that I can think of that I screamed. And they probably laughed at me exactly like that. Oh man. Well,
I doubt it. I'm a big fan of don't yell, don't scream, don't be an idiot all the time because when you do it, it needs to mean something to them.
yeah.
And I think it would have.
Yeah.
But
Matter of fact, I got a little bit of feedback at the end of my last year when I was a head coach that a couple people said, like, yell at us sometimes. Like, get on us a little bit more.
mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, okay. I mean,
I
that's
don't
the thing is,
I don't
some need it,
so
some don't.
everybody's different. That's the hardest part about coaching. We got there was a parent one time for baseball that was like Chris is just too nice. He's just too nice to him.
Mm.
And my voice is, oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was trying to do with these third, fourth, and fifth graders. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's actually exactly what I was trying to go for. So it worked. So thanks. I'm doing
Yeah.
exactly what I wanted to do. Because you know what? Everybody's different. You
Yeah.
get on different kids different ways. I do. I get on different kids different ways, especially after being with them for a long time. So
Yeah.
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right.
All right. On that note, I think we're done. We need to come up with a Mount Rushmore and a God, I gotta do Mount Rushmore. And
Comedy.
you have to do comedy.
Yep.
All right.
This is the first time we're both thinking about this.
Oh, nice. Okay. That's good. So
Totally
neither of us
forgot.
can help each other out with taking some time.
I'll tell you what, by the
Well,
way,
yeah.
in future weeks, if we're looking for something, I think we have both now watched the Mr. McMahon documentary.
Yes.
Um, I watched a couple other really good ones
I
recently.
watched episode 1 of that.
Did you? I haven't
Yeah.
watched that yet. The
Yeah.
comeback, the
Episode one's
2004
good. Yeah.
Boston Red Sox. I'm gonna watch that. There's a like a 25-minute documentary I watched last night on this guy from Philadelphia who put out this message on Instagram about because Trey Turner, they signed Trey Turner to this huge contract, and he was awful. He was
Yeah.
like one of the worst players in the league for a while, for a few weeks or a month or something like that. And because of, and he's like he's like a stereotypical Philadelphia fan that you think of, and he's like trash talking Ben Simmons because he saw him walking down the street when he was in Philadelphia because he's like one of those guys like yelling at players and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
which is so dumb. But um, he talks about like his growing up and all that kind of stuff, and he started going to therapy, and I guess that like made him realize there's a time when guys are struggling and they don't need tough love, they need like regular love. So he put out this thing on Instagram that somehow got across to like all Phillies fans, and they were like on Philadelphia Sports Talk Radio, they were talking about it and everything. Like, coming up this weekend, we everybody that goes to these games needs to give Trey Turner a standing ovation every time he comes to bat, no matter what he does. And they did that. And Trey Turner turned around his season that weekend. he got a hit to break like an 0 for 17 or something like that, and then got like
Yeah,
another
because
hit that
Trey Turner's
game.
really good.
He's unbelievable. That's the thing. No matter what
Trey
happened,
Turner's really good.
he was not going to
Yeah, he
submit
went
to
through a
kind of a
slump.
slump. Yeah,
They
exactly.
basically had a slump that every great player goes through.
Anyway, it was not a very good documentary to be honest, and it was 25 minutes long, but it was kind of interesting.
That is
Anyway,
interesting. I do like that.
uh,
There's also a new Charlie Hustle, a new one on Pete Rose too.
I watched it. That's the other one I was
I
trying to
don't
think of.
have HBO. I don't have Max,
Yeah,
so I have not got to see that
that was
yet.
the other one I was thinking of.
That's one I have multiple times. I have signed up for Max for a month just so I could either binge a show. Like I did it when the last season of Righteous Gemstones got done.
Mm,
I signed up just so I could knock those out in a month,
yep.
and then canceled it. But that's one that I would probably pay the $7.99 for 1 month just so I could watch that documentary.
You got to watch that. You got to watch it. I watched Starting Five on Netflix.
Well, starting five.
Starting Five is LeBron, Anthony Edwards,
Oh, I heard that's
and
really
Jason Tatum.
good.
It's really
And
good.
they follow them. I have not seen that yet.
Really good. They follow him
I
through
was going
all
to
of last season.
so I was going to do that, but I wanted to watch that with Parker.
Mhm.
It's got some mature language in it, but
Oh yeah.
but Parker hears that all the time. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't too worried about that. It's not
Yeah.
nasty stuff. It's just how they talk in general on a court and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, I haven't watched that because I wanted to watch it with Parker,
Yep.
and he still hasn't. I was watching Last Dance, and he was young. I mean, he was probably 8 or 9 when that came out, and he still hasn't seen that because I wouldn't let him watch it with me because I wasn't watching the edited version. I
Yeah.
only wanted to watch the good version. I would let him watch that now.
Mhm. So he hasn't seen it.
He has
still.
not seen Last Dance.
He's got to see the last
Last Dance is the best.
thing. Oh, okay.
Anyway, he did watch the one on the Redeem team. He did see
Oh,
that. Yeah. He's big loves
That was good
Kobe.
too. Yeah.
In fact, his phone case is uh Michael, LeBron, and Kobe all with their arms
around each
around it.
other.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. All right. New one that just came out
All right.
on Netflix.
Let's get it.
Hassan Minaj.
All right.
Off with his head. Is what
That's
it's
good.
called.
I love it. Well, he's had many countries that wanted to come get him. So
Yeah.
we learned that in his last one.
Right.
So that'll be a good one. All right, Hassan Minaj. I'm so bad at this that I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep this in the same thing we just did.
Do another name.
We're doing another name.
I like it.
We're doing another name. The problem is I don't know what name to do.
Possibilities are almost endless.
So what we're probably going to do is we're gonna go with Leo.
Hassan's. Oh,
Leo.
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 Okay. Okay.
So right, you
Well,
got Leonardo's.
I've got
There's lots of Leonardo's.
so those count.
As long as people regularly nickname them Leo. Like Leonardo from the Ninja Turtles was called Leo all the time in the
Okay.
Turtles.
So he would count.
Leonardo DiCaprio, they call him Leo all the time.
Okay.
Leo Mazzoni,
That was the first
they
one
call
I
him
came
Leo
up with.
Mazzoni.
He's on mine. I'll just tell you now. Leo Mazzoni's on mine. My favorite pitching coach.
He got the Paul Witt movements going on in the dugout where he just can't sit still.
Oh, Leo
Um,
Mazzoni.
yeah, I think I'm gonna go Leo. We're gonna
Okay.
go Leo. We're gonna go Leo.
All right.
I think we're gonna go Leo.
Fun. Good.
All right. So that's good. So we've got comedy is Hassan Minaj, Nicki Minaj's late husband.
Mhm.
Late husband, huh?
He's deceased.
Man, that really got weird. Not only is he not Nicki Minaj's husband, he's also not dead.
Different spelling, I think.
Hassan, oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Hassan Minaj. And we're gonna do the Mount Rushmore of people named Leo.
Cool.
All right. I love it. All right. So till next week, don't forget to turn your headlights on.